Let's talk about the 5 habits that absolutely changed my life and made it better in literally every regard. Socially, financially, day to day, less stress, just like everything, because these are habits I wish I knew about years ago. I'm a big preacher of love your everyday life so much that you don't want a vacation from it, to a degree. I do think there's things we have to do on a daily basis, whether it's job, eating healthy, whatever, that might not be the most fun, but like you have to do it. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm just talking about, you know, finding little ways to make your life better and easier. Okay, the first thing I wrote down, and this is just the most me, Taylor thing, is getting ready every single day. And this is a hot take. I feel like some people are like, getting ready every day is just pointless, it wastes time. Nothing makes me feel more happy and confident than when I'm ready. Now, I'm not saying getting ready to you and getting put together every day could not mean wearing a full face of makeup. For me, it does. Like, I like doing my makeup, I like doing my hair, I like putting on a cute little outfit, even if it's like casual. It just makes me feel good, it makes me feel productive, but I am aware of the fact that like my job is to post on social media and show my face. So, you know, maybe if I had a job that was like fully remote and I was like behind a screen all day, I wouldn't, you know, care to do that. But just something like getting out of your pajamas, putting on something that's not sweats, it starts the day off on the right note, and it just makes me more productive. And I always say I never want to be like out in public and run into someone and be like, oh my god, I look so bad. Like, always being ready for any occasion that can be thrown at you. And you know, obviously this isn't always true, but I really do think it makes a difference in my mental health, and it's just a good way to continually stay motivated. That is like the first habit that really changed my life, and now like I can't even imagine doing anything different. Like, it's just such a habit for me to do my hair, put on a little makeup, do my skincare routine, you know, like put on a nice outfit. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but like I save an hour in my day every morning to do that. Okay, the next thing is getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep and just really prioritizing my sleep. I got the Oura Ring for Christmas, and I didn't realize how badly I was sleeping until getting this. Like, I think you think you're getting more sleep than you actually are. And I realized a lot of my daily averages would be like 6.5, maybe 7 hours of sleep. And I was like, we need to change that. Especially us women, we need more sleep. So, I don't know. I am definitely a believer. As much as I want to be the girl that's waking up at 5 a.m. every morning, I just don't think that's realistic for the phase of life I'm in and my lifestyle. You know, I live in New York City. I do content creation. A lot of the networking events end up being late at night. And so for me, I just know that if I were waking up at 5 a.m. every morning, I'd be dead tired for like a 7 p.m. event. Like, I just wouldn't, you know, getting home at 9:30 after an event, it wouldn't be reasonable for me to be in bed every night by 9 o'clock. So for me, I'm not saying sleep until, you know, 10 a.m. every day, but I do think getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, like, consistently really does make a difference in like my overall energy levels. And so there have been times where I want to go to the gym and I'm like, should I get the extra hour of sleep or should I go to the gym? And like, a hot take, but I pick the sleep because I really think that impacts my day. And there have been times where I have picked the gym over sleep and I crash. I feel so exhausted, fatigued, that I end up having to nap, and then that messes up my sleep schedule. So now I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, you know what, if I sleep in an extra 30 minutes but I'm gonna have a more productive day, it's worth it. Okay, the third thing I wanted to talk about, because this is a habit that I feel like I put off for a while, but it makes such a difference, and it's investing in your fitness. You guys, my $370 a month Equinox membership keeps me going to the gym. And don't get me wrong, I'm human. I still slack during the holidays or if I'm traveling a lot or whatever. But for the most part, I try to go to the gym every other day. And like, I feel like I'm decent at sticking with that because I like my gym. My gym has a sauna. It has free workout classes I can do. It has all the equipment I ever need. It's super clean. It's close to my apartment. Make it convenient for yourself. I know some people, that's just a crazy amount of money to spend on fitness, and I don't think you need to spend it on fitness in order to be fit. Like, I totally think you could do a Planet Fitness thing. That's what I have for the longest time. I only had a Planet Fitness membership and I loved it and it worked for me. But when I moved to New York, the Planet Fitness around me was still like a 15-minute walk, and it was just really dirty, really gross. It just didn't suit my needs. And so I totally think that, you know, figuring out your priorities in life and what you want to spend on and save on makes such a difference. And for me, investing in fitness, and this kind of bleeds more into just like not even just gym membership, but like getting the Whole Foods groceries really does pay off. Getting like the organic fruit or whatever, it really does pay off for me. And I feel like I can't imagine not having my gym membership now. And who knows, you know, I feel like if you're in an apartment complex where it has a free gym that comes with your rent, go for that. Like, go for that. But if you find yourself not liking it and not going to it, I don't think investing in fitness is a bad option. And I think always having some form of movement pays off so much in the long term. So I definitely feel like that is a habit that has totally changed my life. I actually post a decent amount of my workout videos or just talking about my fitness journey on my TikTok. So my little plug-in to stalk it. If you need workout videos, I wouldn't say I'm a gym rat. I feel like I have a very balanced approach to the gym. You know, it's not my whole life, but it's a part of my life. And so if you ever need like workout advice or tips or just like want to see what I do, you can check it out there. Okay, and the next one is not being scared of failing or looking dumb. I feel like this is a big thing I've gotten past this year already in 2025. I started going to church recently again. I never really grew up going to it much because my mom worked weekends and just my parents were super busy. And so they were born and raised super Catholic, but you know, church is just one example of like continuing to educate myself. I feel like that's the overarching goal. I feel like I'd avoid things that could make me look dumb because I knew there's other people that know so much about religion and I didn't really know much about Christianity, and that embarrassed me. So that's one example. Or for me, another one is finance and investing. 2 books I like recently bought are about, you know, learning the basics of Christianity all over again. I want to reteach myself. And then investing, finance, because that's just something you don't really learn about, especially if you don't come from parents that know a lot about it and just you didn't wear a finance major in college. But I've really leaned on my community, like my boyfriend, his family, friends know so much about it, and even just learning online, there's so many tools and resources. So just kind of not being scared of that. I think another thing too is like even with social media, like there are phases where I'm like, is this cringe to post? But I'm like, who cares if it's cringe? You know, this is like my job, my livelihood. And I definitely felt this years ago where I know a lot of people ask like, how did you get into content creation? Like I can't get past that like fear of looking cringy or like silly, and you kind of have to. And like I feel like once you I don't want to curse, but once you have that I don't give up mindset, it really does change things for you, because you're like, this is the only life you have to live. Put yourself out there. And I always remind myself that no one that's doing better than you is going to be thinking negatively of you. Like all of my successful peers, friends, people I look up to in my life, they are so supportive. It's the people that are threatened by you that are going to put you down. That first year post-grad after leaving college, I was a little bit stagnant and like confused, and I wanted a break from always like learning and educating myself, but I was just like, no, like that's not life. Like even when you're not in school, you're always going to be learning. So I think that's like a really big habit that's changed my life. And the last habit I have is cooking at home more. I realized such a day and night difference from how I feel, how bloated I am, and just how I look, feel, act when I'm cooking at home versus going out. I will say I do like to save weekends for going out to eat with friends and socializing. Honestly, it's like a socializing thing, but I find that I used to get takeout so much, especially in college, because it's like you're only cooking for one person. It's kind of hard. But when I moved in with my boyfriend, I was like, it's 2 of us. It does not make sense to get takeout this much. And I really started cooking like chicken, chili, tacos, and even like the unhealthy dishes, quote unquote, like getting a chicken parm at like Olive Garden versus making my own homemade chicken parm is so much more like organic and has less ingredients and just better for you. Like when I'm making a chicken parm at home, it's just like some breaded chicken and some spaghetti with marinara sauce. It's simple. You go to Olive Garden, they're putting so much oil, cheese, all this like junk, and it's fine and that's fun and it tastes good. But for like every day, I really do think finding ways to like cook your own food makes such a difference, and it's definitely a habit I want to continue. And I know the time commitment can be super annoying because I feel like that's kind of how I felt, but I know I still haven't really gotten on the meal prep grind. I'd love to be like that, but honestly, I just don't think that would keep me eating at home. I feel like I'd have it and be like, oh, I just want to get Chick-fil-A. But yeah, finding like easy, convenient meals to cook. I hope these habits have motivated you or inspired you, or, you know, I just wanted to talk to you guys about things that have really changed the game for me, because I know these habits seem like common sense, but once I really implemented them, I really did see a difference in my life, and I think you guys will too. So yeah, anyways, I hope you all have a great rest of the week, and I will see you next week for a new video.